In this video, I'm going to show how I make a very simple guitar stick handle to paint your guitars with. Something to hold it securely, is comfortable, and since it's not totally round, it will fit in a vise also very easily. You can clamp that down easily with a vise or even clamps if you need to. But I've read a lot of different books on the subject, including Dan Erlewine's guitar finishing book, and I've seen many videos. And I think if you're a first-time builder or kit builder, or you've never done this before, I think you'll find this interesting. I have a few tips as to why I did this the way I did, and it's easy to build out of scrap wood. Also has a hanger, so you can hang it up to dry. Here are the tools that I'm going to be using to make this simple guitar holder, and some of the things I'll be thinking about when making it. I'm going to use about a 3/4 of an inch piece of scrap wood. I'm going to use this Japanese rasp for rounding off the corners. I'm going to be measuring the neck pocket. Marking tools, safety glasses, my bandsaw, and I find that using a center finding rule very handy when developing tools or working on guitars. Now what I want to do is I want to cut this handle down so that it feels good to my hand. Now I could possibly use like a broom handle or a dowel, but if I want to place this into a vise, that would be kind of hard to hold on to. And so what I'll be doing is I'll be measuring the neck pocket, and then I'll be cutting this down so this wood masks a good portion of the neck pocket, but also allows for the paint to roll over the edge of the neck pocket just a bit, so we don't have like a sharp edge that you would get if you were, let's say, taping this off. I don't want a lot of paint in the neck pocket, and I don't want it on the neck either. I'm going to be bolting that on, and I want it to be as flat as possible and to fit as well as possible. And then the other thing is I'll be using screws to mount this holder into, so these screws need to be just large enough to bite in to the holes in the neck pocket, and just a couple is all that's really needed. Okay, keep in mind that you're going to enlarge these holes a little bit anyway in order to mount your neck. You don't want the screw biting in to this area of the body when you're screwing on your neck. You want the screw to go through the hole, and then in that way it's going to bite into the neck and hold the neck better. So it doesn't matter if this screw bites into the wall. And the other thing is that you could screw from the back, use different methods, but when you're wet sanding, you don't want screws sticking up here so you can't wet sand your body. So let's get started. I'm going to find the center, mark this off, and start designing how I want this neck to be cut and shaped. I'll start out by finding the center. I've measured, and if I use my centering ruler, I can see that I need to mark right about inch. On each side. I'll bring this down. And I can also use my little square here. Measure how far we want to go. We can go out a ways. I'll take it out a little further. I'm going to round off these edges so that it's more comfortable on my hand, and I'm going to make this handle thinner. But up here, you know, I can leave a lot of that bulk. Then it's a good idea to, you know, look at various, like broomstick handles or whatever's comfortable for you. Here's a broomstick handle, nice kind of thick one. I might make this a little larger, so I'll measure this and then I'll mark that off. So I'll go ahead and cut this on the bandsaw now. So there's my almost finished handle. I went out and rounded this off so it's very comfortable in my hand. And believe me, I've tried, just, building other things with sharp corners, and it's really uncomfortable. This will be really comfortable. You want to spend a little bit of time doing this. I mean, all I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit this with some sandpaper, drill the holes, attach this, and then I'll even drill a little hole at the end, and I'll put a hook on here so I can hang it. I use this Shinto rasp, and these Shinto rasps are great because there's actually a fine side as well as a rough side that takes off a lot of material. But the fine side actually gives you a pretty nice finish that is, I could actually use this now, but I'm just going to hit it with some sandpaper. But these Shinto rasps are well worth purchasing. Okay, I flipped the body around, took off the bridge and everything, so it's sitting flat. And I'll just take a ice pick, and then I'm going to mark my holes. I'm going to put one screw here and one screw here, and that should be good to hold this. And I'll countersink it for these screws, and then I'll attach this. I'll have a very comfortable guitar stick holder, so I'll be able to work on the body. So I'll go ahead and mark this and then drill my holes, and we'll attach the stick to the neck. I've drilled my holes, countersunk them, and now I'll attach the guitar to the neck. Drill a hole at the end and put a hook on for hanging and drying. I started the screws with my drill, but I'm going to attach it to the guitar using just a regular screwdriver so I don't mess up the body accidentally. It's always good to protect everything while you're doing this kind of thing. especially after you start getting things sanded and painted, you definitely don't want to slip and mar your body, your paint job. There we have it, a nice secure guitar painting handle, comfortable, and if I want to, I can clamp this into a vise. Very stable.